going on, guys? The Visible Team Standards right here, bringing you guys a deck profile in a different type of format. So I hope you enjoy. Bringing you guys the Great Nature deck profile, fully built with new cards from the new set that just released a couple weeks ago. I guess it's going on to now at the time of this recording. So we're gonna jump on in, see if you guys like, and give me a comment if you want. Alright, so starting with the grade zeros, we're going to start with stationary here. That's the starter I use. He's geared towards a success build, so his ability is CB1, rest him, choose one of my units with success ability, and give it 4,000 power. And at the end of the turn, retire it. So helps out with, has good function synergy with Mikasaburo, but it is limited to success units, but I do play a success build. So again, it does have its limits, but I tailored the deck in that way. His second ability is if I have a successful unit, pop him in soul, and this unit, I can draw a card. So just another card to help with the hand power. For triggers, I am playing 5 stand, so I'm playing 1 of this new card, and then I'm playing 4 of Watering Elf. So the new card is if a unit on my field is retired, CB1, pop him in soul, and I can draw a card. For Watering Elf, she can bring units back from the field if she herself is successful. So pop her in soul at the end of the turn when a unit's retired and call it to Breakout Circle. Really good, just in case, because a lot of my strides do retire cards, and a lot of my grade 3s and stuff do have retiring abilities, so it's good to keep advantage as well. I'm playing 7 crit as well, no draw triggers. So 3 of this new crit that came out in the set, and of course you gotta play a Bigbelly. It's a Bigbelly deck, Bigbelly crit trigger. So, and last but not least, we're playing 4 heals. That was pretty self-explanatory. Playing 2 of the old and 2 of the new heal triggers, so both counter charge, but one situational and the other one can happen anytime I G-guard, but I just need a heal trigger and drop some. So, grade 1s. For grade 1s, we're playing 4 of this new Perfect Guard. Obviously, like your average Perfect Guard, you do, when it's go to the Guardian Circle from your hand, pitch a card, and nullify an attack. The second ability, which is important, when it's retired from Rear Guard Circle or Guardian Circle, Soul Blast 1 card, and I can draw a card and counter charge. Really good if I have a Bigbelly Vanguard. So the pitch for the skill kind of replenishes itself, hoping that you do not draw into like a grade 3 or no shield card. With the continue with the new cards, I am playing 3 of this new card that came out in the set. Debating if I want to drop it down or not, but it's up to debate. His ability, he does have success. His ability is if he boosts a unit, I can let him have 4,000 power, and the new skill, I can retire him at the end of phase, and then he gains, if there's a card facing my G-zone, draw a card and counter charge. So really good with the counter charging, and again gaining more cards from my hand. Really good. Playing this new grade 1, this is the card I'm debating if I want to bump it up to 3 or not. So similar to the other previous card, he does have success ability as well. If he boosts, he gains the new skill. If this unit is retired, so it doesn't retire itself, if it's retired from Rear Guard Circle, I can draw a card, and if this unit was successful, I could put it at the bottom of the deck. So really helps you keep cards in your deck, especially when you're going to be drawing so many cards. Hopefully you finish your opponent before you deck out. Playing 2 Mikasaburo, honestly, he's just there to be there. I see a lot of people playing him at 4 because they play less grade 3s. I kind of play enough grade 3s, so he's kind of just one of those tech cards. And then last but not least, I'm playing 3 Stride Fodder. So kind of self-explanatory. I am lowering down the numbers as we get 2 stride breaks, like 2 Bigbellies, or depending on the deck. So I am lowering down the stride fighters. Grade 2s, I'm playing 4 Crayon Tiger. He's kind of self-explanatory. He's like the Tight Assault for Great Nature. On boost, stand a unit, give it 4K, and then the turn draw a card. Just really good for Great Nature. It basically helps with the combo, helps with multiple attacks, power builds over time as well. Really good. This new card, which I am debating on bumping up to 4, but right now I'm playing at 3, Artistic Ocelot. So first skill is, and this is non-GB by the way. Once per turn, when this unit attacks, I can give a card in my field 4,000 power, and at the end of the turn retire it. And the second ability, and I can have it on Vanguard or Vanguard Circle. And the second ability is once per turn again, GB1. Once per turn, I can CB1, choose one of my units, give it 4,000 power, and this is all if I have a Bigbelly Vanguard. Um, at the end of the turn, draw a card, and it gets 4,000 power. So, really good. The only thing is I just gotta make sure I keep up with the counterblast management with that card, because it can get a little hefty. Still playing 2 Lesser Riders. Lesser Rider is a card that, if it's successful, all my units with success ability gain 2,000 power and resist, and he can make himself successful if I do not have the means to make success happen. But in this deck, it's kind of easier with all the power boost and everything. And then last but not least, this is a tech card. I'm debating. I'm playing around with the whichever this last grade 2 spot. But I'm playing the promo card. So this is a promo card that came out with Trinity Dragon, I believe so. Her ability is success. When this unit is successful, it cannot be retired by card effects. So you can just bump on Ocelot skill, you can bump on Crayon skill or Bigbelly skill, and it won't be retired, and you'll still draw due to the wording of the card effects. So, grade threes. We're starting with the new, going to the old. So I'm playing 4 of the new Bigbelly, kind of a staple in Great Nature if you are playing Bigbelly. His ability is really good. Has success, but a lower success compared to his predecessor, which is Affection Cane. Success is at 2,000 power. So his second skill is once per turn, if this unit's placed on Vanguard Circle or when your G unit strides, I can call a card from hand and give it 4,000 power, and at the end of turn, if I call the unit, I can draw a card and retire that unit. So the unit does not have to be on board to get the rest of that skill off, which is really good. So what I usually do, I combo it with the Bigbelly crit trigger, call down the crit trigger, and gains 4k, so it's an 8k attacker. When I ride it first, pop it in soul, draw a card, and then at the end of the turn I still draw because I call the card down from Vanguard Circle. And the second ability, which I love because he's kind of like a copy of Crayon Tiger, but not too much because he can't draw, but still. So the second ability is CB1 at the end of battle that this attack, if it was successful, I can stand a unit and give it 4,000 power. So really good for Rearguard Circle, really good on Vanguard Circle, just an all-around good card to have. Next, I'm playing 3 of the old Bigbelly. I see a lot of people playing either this or the old one. I decided to play 3 of this card. Really good. So again, it has accessibility, so that's one of the reasons why I play it. I remember I don't think I have a deck profile with him up on my channel, so just to explain his skill. If this unit is successful, all my units get 2,000 power. All my rear guards get 2,000 power. And if I have no units on my board, all the cards in my hand get grade +1 if I'm paying for the cost of stride. So use a grade 2 to pitch for stride if you're low on, if you happen to kill off your field the turn prior. And then when third ability is GB1, CB1. When your unit strides, choose a unit with success ability, call to Vanguard Circle, choose up to one of your units, give it 4,000 power, and then draw a card and retire that unit at the end of the phase. So, never going to see me ride into it. It's kind of just there just to be there, but, you know, it's still good to have as a second stride break stride. And then last but not least is a tech card, Talented Rhino. So, ever since they revealed this card, I knew what I had to do with it, play with Malamagmar. When this unit is successful, GB1, when it attacks, I gain 4,000 power, and my opponent cannot call grade 0s to the Guardian Circle. So, really good with Malamagmar. But we'll wait till we get to the G Zone to get for that. G Zone, we're playing, I'm going to start with the new, go to the old. So of course we're playing two of the new card. I'm really debating if I want to bump it up to three or not, but his price is kind of going up, so we're gonna wait on that. This new card is excuse me, is Soul Blast one. Flip up anything in G Zone. Doesn't have flip up copy himself. All of my units in the front row gain 4,000 power for every face-up card in G Zone, and then they gain the new skill. If if this unit attack hits, I can draw a card, and then at the end of the turn retire any rear guards in the front row that got this ability. So really good. Good as a first turn stride, good as a late game stride because the power does keep increasing the more cards you flip up in G Zone. Just an all around good card. I do see why people play it at 3. Some people even play it at 4, but you'll see me playing it 2. Still playing 2 copies of a Funk. Again, I have not updated this deck profile since, I guess it was the set with Dimension Police. No. It was We Are Trinity Dragons, wasn't it? Or something earlier than that. But, no, it was, uh, Genius Booster. I think that's what it was. Yes, that's been a long time. Playing 2 copies of a Funk, the GR for Great Nature. Um, Basically CB1 flip up anything in G Zone. Uh, I can choose any number of my rear guards. They gain the new ability. They gain the new skill of they can't be retired by card effects, and this unit gets 4,000 power for each unit it chose. Helps with the Kagero matchup. Definitely something you need to look out for because uh, Overlord's a thing and Kagero. Yeah. So for the rest of the great strides, I'm playing 4 of the Bigbelly stride. Something I kind of don't really need, but it's kind of just there just to be there. So if you saw my previous deck profile, if you haven't, go check it out. Definitely recommend it. Playing 4 Bigbelly. Of course, you gotta play 2 Madam Magmar or whatever, Malamagmar. I gotta play 2 of that. Good synergy with Talented Rhino, and then if you have a copy of Crayon Tiger, or if you have a copy of Bigbelly on your rear guard circle, you can have Talented Rhino attack twice. And basically it's just a G-guard me or I'm getting a free hit. Then for the last of the strides, I'm playing 1 Fernigus. It's kind of the card that's a kind of a suicide card, but helps with the hand power a lot. So once it returns to G Zone, CB1, Soul Blast 1, choose all of your rear guards, retire all of them, and you can draw a card, counter charge, soul charge for each card that was chosen by this card effect. So, just to make sure that was right. Yeah, yeah. So, that, just a one of. You'll never go into it more than once. And then, last but not least, I'm playing the GB8. Again, I have not updated this spec profile in a long while. But, his ability is pitch 2 cards at GB8. Pitch 2 cards, choose all of my units and they get 10,000 power. And if the number of cards in my hand are 1 or less, my Vanguard gains the new ability, 40,000 power and +1 critical. And then any rear guard that I chose with that card ability, they have to retire at the end of phase. So that's kind of your do or die turn, do or die stride. At least we're gonna do G guards. So G guards, I'm playing 1 of the new G guard, which is this really good card. CB1. Choose 1 of my rear guards on my Vanguard, and they get 4,000 power for each open rear guard circle. And then if the amount of power my rear guard got was 20,000, if my rear guard is 20,000 power or more, draw a card. So really works with a 9K grade 2 and 3 open rear guard circles. Next, I'm playing 1 of the flipping G guard, kind of just one of helps if you G guard and you guard with more shield, and you can pick all the units. And anything that gets retired after this card is done guarding with those cards, you can draw for the same number that got retired besides the G guard. Playing 1 of this card that came out in the We Are Trinity Dragon set, I believe. So helps against the Ghidorah matchup. I can call 2 cards and then choose the 4 of my rear guards, and they gain the new ability of resist. And if this unit is hit, it is not retired. So helps out with the Ghidorah matchup because Ghidorah says I can't call units during my turn, but she does not limit you from her turn. So thanks to Solemn Vanguard, go check out his channel, Solemn Vanguard. And then last but not least, I'm playing one of Armadillo. Really good G-Guard. If I had the space, I'd play it at 2, but you know, I'm playing it at 1. So, you guys tell me how you feel about the deck profile. Leave a comment down below, and you know, tell me if you like it. If not, what should I change? Probably won't make the change, but hey, I'm always up for comments. So, Team Standardra signing out.